I ain't gonna lie. I didn't get to watch it, but I watched the highlights and I watched a lot of the game on repeat. And I just feel that Barcelona's gonna win La Liga. And there's nothing that no one can do about it. Like it is what it is. I looked at the remaining schedule. I don't see a place where where Barcelona's gonna drop points. And if you talk to me about El Clasico and who's favorites to win El Clasico, I'm gonna tell you Barcelona. Because there's a lot that needs to be talked about. When I look at this Barcelona team, they are a team that is just a unit, a absolute good unit. They play good football as a squad. Then they have their individual performances. Right now on the 1v1, you can't guard Lamine Yamal. And it's so weird for me to say that because he's such a young kid, but he can't be guarded. He's too electric. He's too amazing on the ball. You cannot guard Lamine Yamal on the 1v1. He's going to barbecue you every single time. You're going to get cooked. Lamine is that guy, point blank, period. We've never seen anybody doing anything at this young of an age. Not the way he's doing it. He's dominating. And then you have Lewandowski, who's like 36 or 37 years old, and he's competing with freaking Mbappe, who's going into the prime of his career to win the golden boot of La Liga. Like, that's very weird. What Flick has literally reversed time on Lewandowski. He got Lewandowski back to Lewandowski of Bayern Munich. There was a time where Barca fans wanted Lewandowski gone. I remember it. I was streaming. My Barca fans were so mad. They were like, this guy's got to go. He's past it. He's washed. There was a time where Barca fans wanted Lewandowski out. We all remember it under Xavi. But Flick has completely reversed time here, man. And he has that boy back cooking like prime Lewandowski. And the second goal he scores, or the first goal he scores to give them the 2-1 lead in the game, that's a phenomenal number 9 goal, bro. The ball gets put in. It's a really weird angle for him. He's almost doing like a bicycle kick type of goal, and he puts enough on it to nutmeg the goalie and score. He's amazing. He's playing amazing. Flick has him playing amazing. Another awesome player, right? Then you have Rafinha, who's just been Rafinha all season. We know about Rafinha. He's amazing. But then Frankie de Jong today played like, you know what I mean? He played like he was part of the Xavi and Iniesta and Sergio Busquets midfield, right? This guy looked absolutely insane today. He looked great. And all of Barcelona just looked great. They just looked great. Koundé scored another goal, this time offside, but Koundé's always up there to score goals. I don't see this Barcelona team dropping points. And I want to keep it real with you. This is exactly how I feel about this season, because I am always, as I say in all the videos, I like watching Madrid more than I like watching Barcelona. I've always been that way, okay? But here's the facts. Barcelona is a well-oiled, beastly and feastly squad, point blank, period. They look amazing. We are in pretty much April. Hear what I'm going to say. Real Madrid still look like they're trying to find themselves. They look like a team that is trying to find the right formation to fit these players, the right tactics to fit what's best for these players. They look like a team that wins games based off of individual performances rather than a good team performance. They look like a team that can't really defend. They look like a team that sometimes their midfield gets ran through. They look like a team that sometimes up top, they look like they have no idea what's going on, but someone scores a really phenomenal goal and they end up winning. They look like a team trying to find themselves under Ancelotti. And under Flick, Barcelona looks like this machine that can't be beaten. And I just think to myself, Barcelona is the best team in Europe. I think Barcelona is the best team in Europe. And I think they have the best chance at winning the Champions League because your wingers are so deadly, are so fast, are so amazing on the 1v1. Lewandowski's now cooking like an absolute young kid. They have a very strong midfield. Frankie de Jong, Pedri, they have an unbelievable midfield. Their back line has talent. I look around Europe and I think to myself, who's going to knock them out? They have Dortmund next. I think they can knock them out. Who's going to knock out Barcelona up to Who's going to take them out of the Champions League? And I truly, honestly, I can't tell you the answer. I can't tell you the answer. I think at one point Liverpool was the favorites and the strongest team in Europe, but I think that's changed because they went out of many competitions now. They're out of the Champions League, and Barcelona's still cooking in every single competition. Not only that, Barcelona is cooking and beating a team that has Vinny, Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, and Mbappe on it. I think I saw a stat, and you guys can quote me if I'm wrong, because if I misread it, I apologize. But I saw a stat where Barcelona hasn't lost in 2025. I saw this stat. I don't know if it's actually real or not, but I saw this stat. So, but I looked at Barca's schedule, lads, and I'm telling you right now, man, I don't see it. I don't see it. We can go over it together real quick, and you can tell me if you see it. The next game is the 4-4 game against Atletico Madrid. They play on Wednesday for that Copa del Rey semifinals. That's going to be a great game, but that's not La Liga. Then they play Real Betis. I think that's a win, and it's at home, by the way. So I think they beat Real Betis. They get Dortmund, then they have Celta Vigo at home. I think they beat Celta Vigo. Lads, I'm going down this list until the last 4 games. Let's talk about these last 4 games. They got Real Madrid. This is the toughest part for me, I think. Real Madrid on May 11, Espanyol on May 14, Villarreal on the 18th, and Atletico Bilbao on the 25th. Now, they get Real Madrid. So Barcelona stays home for the Madrid game. They go to Espanyol, they get Villarreal at home, and they go to Atletico Bilbao. The Villarreal stadium's a harder stadium to play in. They don't have to go to that stadium. They get them at home. So the 2 games where I thought maybe they could tie against maybe a Villarreal, maybe Villarreal could sneak something there in their stadium. Maybe Madrid can beat them. They got both those games at home. The Atletico Bilbao game is a hard game away. In my opinion, that's a hard game away. But by this point, if they beat Real Madrid in El Clasico, it's not really going to matter, right? So I don't see Barcelona losing this league. They would have to drop points in their next match against Real Betis. The problem is they're at home. And here's the craziest part about Barcelona's ending schedule. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games at home. And a lot of the most important games. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games away, I think. 4 games away, 5 games at home for the rest of their schedule. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I think this might be a GG, man. I think this might be GG on La Liga. I just think it might be, man. I just don't. I'm not seeing it from Madrid. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, dude. Let me see Real Madrid's ending of the schedule. And the problem is Barca looks so fresh, man. If that makes sense. Real Madrid gets Valencia. That's not an easy game, but it's at home. Then they got Arsenal. Then they get Atletico Bilbao at home. Oh man. Then they have Barcelona on May 11, and they got Sevilla on May 18th. So they end against Real Sociedad. I think Barca has it, boys. I think La Liga is going to Barca. I think it might be over. It might be almost time for Real Madrid to go all eggs in the Champions League basket, man. But anyways, no point of predictions, man. Barcelona's a phenomenal team. Flick has done wonders with that team. Lamine Yamal is a superstar. And I said superstar. He ain't a star no more. The kid is a superstar, man. The kid is phenomenal. He reminds me so much of Neymarzito, man. Big Neymar. He's just not scared, lads. He wants to take on the 1v1 every single time. He wants to bring joy to the game. He brings speed. He brings the pace, the dribbles, the electricity. The kid is so awesome, man. He's so fun to watch. He's so amazing to see what he can do. And you get excited every time the ball goes to him. Lamine Yamal is the type of kid that, like, You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was younger, man, I used to get off the bus from school and I would run home to watch Ronaldinho play in the Champions League. If my Benfica wasn't playing, I'd run home to watch Ronaldinho because Ronaldinho just brought so much joy to the game. He was so exciting to watch, and the skill moves, and you got so happy watching him play football. And I feel like Lamine Yamal is starting to get that type of aura around him where you're like, damn, I want to see what he's going to do with the ball next. I want to see if he can cook this guy. I want to see if he can score. I want to see if he can get an assist. I want to see him do his Trivella passing. I want to see him do what he does. And that's the type of player he is right now. It's amazing, dude. It's so awesome to see him. Congratulations, Barcelona. But it looks to me like La Liga might be going to Barca. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know how to watch football. But right now, how I'm seeing Barca, how they're playing, and the games they have left, it's going to be hard for Real Madrid because they don't just depend on themselves no more, man.